everyone! Welcome to my review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the third movie in this Sonic franchise. And before we get started, I can't believe this, man. We are at the third movie! Like, what? This is so successful. I love it. I love the fact that Paramount actually puts effort into this. They don't care about Transformers at all. They don't need to say it. They have officially confirmed it with their lack of anything for Transformers 1, but they care about Sonic. The marketing here was good, and I loved it. Speaking of which, I also love this movie. My goodness, this movie is good. That's it, alright? Go and watch this movie in theaters right now. Go and watch it. Don't watch Mufasa. Watch this movie, alright? This movie's great. There you go. But I guess we need to go into it a bit more. But I'm so happy with this movie. You have no idea how happy I am. There's one part where I'm slightly less happy about. And one part that jokingly I actually kind of dislike. But it's more in the joke sense. Sonic fans will know what I mean who have watched this movie. Other people won't. But you might learn about that in Spoiler Talk. That comes out in about an hour. But man, I love this movie so much. So let's just get into it. So, at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2... with the post-credits scene, we had the reveal of the fact that Project Shadow was coming. Shadow the Hedgehog is on his way. And here he is. Finally, he's here. And he's basically here to destroy the world, as he tends to do. Because of the fact that, you know, his childhood friend Maria died. None of these really things are spoilers. Because even, like, 20 years ago, this was the storyline. Because it's just... what I'm doing right now is just describing the storyline, kind of Sonic Adventure 2. Because that is what it is adapting. Not perfectly or like fully, because of the fact, look, it's a video game, okay? You gotta take liberties with something. That video game takes about 10 hours potentially to beat, okay? We can't release a 10-hour long movie. And also, let's be honest here, the storyline in Sonic Adventure 2 wasn't really that good. Look, I love Sonic Adventure 2, but the storyline is not one of its strong suits at all. But Sonic has to stop Shadow and the Robotnik. So let's get into the cast, starting off with the voice cast. First of all, we have Ben Schwartz coming back as Sonic, and he still does a really good job as Sonic. I don't really think they've messed up any of the Sonic voices. I like the old one from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. I like Jason Griffith a lot. And I think Roger Craig Smith does a really good job as well. And Ben Schwartz, just like that. And also, Sonic has a bit of an arc he goes on. Because in the first movie, he was all alone. In the second movie, he got friends. Now, he needs to learn how to work as a team. That's basically kind of the arc that he goes on in this movie. Where it's like he kind of needs to work with Team Sonic. Which, alright, that one in itself does not always sit well with the whole team. Knuckles isn't really happy about that name. Who named that? But I love Sonic in this movie. He is just like he was in the other movies. Then we have Colleen. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your last name. Sorry. The actual video game voice actress of Tails, who also does a really good job. I mean, she does a really good job. But Tails is great in this movie. I love the fact of how he is the tech guy. That is the role that Tails should have. The tech guy. He should be the one to, like, disable security grids, hack systems, or whatever. He should be the one to do that, and they do it really good. Idris Elba is also back as Knuckles the Echidna. And, you know, hey, if you love Knuckles in the last movie, you love him here. Also, to anyone wondering, no, you don't have to watch the Knuckles show. You can just pretend that it's not canon at all. Because it literally never gets brought up. Outside of one little thing, which isn't really about the show, you can skip the Knuckles show, okay? But I love Knuckles in this thing, because Knuckles is the kind of guy, he says things in, like, a different way. He doesn't say Donut Lord, he says Lord of the Donuts. You know, that way. I love the way that Knuckles talks. Idris Elba does a fantastic job. But let's talk about the star of the show here. The one and the only Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog. And I will say this, he is so good. I liked him a lot. Alright? Because he just does Keanu Reeves' voice. And that's it. He forces it once, which is the clip that they released online. And it's the part where Shadow goes, I don't look like you. You look like me. Why do you look like me? It's like at that point, that is the only line where I'm like, ooh, Keanu, don't keep this up for the rest of the movie. And he doesn't. He does it better for the rest of the movie. But that line, it's like he's trying to kind of forcing his voice. And I did not like the delivery on that. But outside of that, Keanu is fantastic. And Shadow in this movie is done so much justice. Like, they don't adapt his storyline like the way that it has to be adapted. They do their own thing with the backstory of Shadow, but they keep the beats. Maria dies. That's a beat that we keep. Shadow wants to destroy the world because of the fact that Maria's dead. That's the beat that they keep. But they have other things. They change his origin as well. I think maybe, this is just speculation, but one part of his origin might have been changed. Number one, because of how they do this. How this universe basically works. But I think number two, it's because of like future information. Because remember, Shadow's backstory, in a sense, did not necessarily matter because he was just supposed to die at the end of Sonic Adventure 2. It's his popularity that brought him back. And then afterwards, they were basically like, what do we do with him? And then they had Sonic Heroes where it's like, we'll just dump him in that. And then they gave him his own game where his backstory got to be revealed. And I think they're kind of like future-proofing them in that sense where it's like, oh, we could do maybe something like this or something like that, you know? Maybe there's a storyline from Shadow in the comic books that we like to adapt. And it's like, it doesn't fully mesh with what happened before. So we'll just adapt it already. Kind of like that. So they changed it, which I don't like. But I'm also waiting to see how it plays out. Because, you better have some Shadow stuff planned in the future, okay? Because I will say this, Shadow the Hedgehog can carry his own franchise, no matter what. Movies, a show, whatever. Make it and focus on Shadow, okay? If you're making a show, focus on Shadow. Don't focus on Wade, please. Alright? Oh, that show. But I loved Shadow in this movie. He is, for me, the standout character because he's my favorite Sonic character ever. And that's not because he's edgy. No, it's because of his tragic backstory and how he deals with it. I love it. This is the year of Shadow, and man, did they deliver. They delivered twice. Sonic X Shadow Generations and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. This is my time, boys. This is my time. Us Shadow fans. Us Shadow fans. It's our time. I love it. So now we go to the live action cast because that is basically it. Because if there are other characters, like people speculated about the fact like, hey look, there's this empty space in this scene. Maybe there's a special character. I can't talk about said special character or if that special character exists or not because that would be spoilers. So with the live action cast starting off, we have Jim Carrey playing a double role. Number one, he is playing Eggman again. And number two, he is also playing Gerald Robotnik. This is actually kind of funny, because when Sonic the Hedgehog 2 came out, Jim Carrey was like, yeah, I'm done. And now he's playing double the roles, and he does it so well. I also like how he makes them kind of feel different. Like, they're the same, but like there are distinct things about them that make them different. Eggman is more of the silly Jim Carrey, while Gerald has more, like, seriousness. So I like how he plays the two of them. And to be honest, this is, I feel like, the movie where they were just like, alright, Jim Carrey, you're gonna stand there. I'm gonna turn on the camera and do what you want. If you want to have a dance scene with yourself, do it. I don't care, okay? Do what you want. That's basically what they did, and he is perfect in this movie. Next up, we have James Marsden back as Donut Lord, and we have Tika Sumpter back as Pretzel Lady, which are always going to be their nicknames. And they take a step back in this movie, alright? They are only here when they are needed in that sense. The plot does not bend to them, they bend to the plot. Unlike the last movie, who had that whole wedding scene that just ruined everything. No, this time, these human characters need to bend to the plot. The plot does not need to change for them. And I love that. Alright? I like how much more to the back they are. I really like that. I like the characters. Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady. Wade is the one that everyone seems to have an issue with. But I like overall Tom and Maddie. I think they're great. I think they're great parents to Sonic and I guess Tails and Knuckles. But we are now in the third movie and they shouldn't take up the focus. But what they did with them was great. They gave them just enough screen time. And yeah, that's basically it. Next up we have, well, Lee Majube? I don't know, maybe mispronouncing it. Back as the Goat Milker. Yes, Agent Stone is back. And he, once again, is really good in this movie. He has a sad moment in this movie. And I actually felt sad for him in this movie as well. For one moment. And I was not expecting that. But he's good in the movie. And I guess finally, because I'm looking through the cast of characters, which one really stand out and which one have like big roles. And there isn't really any. So, yeah, we're just gonna go to Alila Brown, who portrays Maria Robotnik. She is really good. She is fantastic in this movie. Now, obviously, she's dead, so that's gonna be kind of issue with, like, showing stuff. But during flashback sequences, I love the way that they show the friendship between Maria and Shadow. The only thing I can say is, I wish there was more. But that's what I can say about this whole movie. I wish there was more, dude. I want more. Alright, Paramount, you better start working on a Shadow show and have, like, more backstory between Shadow and Maria. But I want more. But I loved what we got. You really get a feel for, like, their friendship. I love their, like, first meeting that they have in this movie. I love the way that turns into the friendship. And I love how she is basically the motivation for Shadow for the reason that he does what he does. I really, really, really like that. And I thought that the actress, I don't know how old she is, but she looks pretty young. So potentially she was of age, as in the age of Maria Robotic. I thought she was great. I thought she was really, really good. I really enjoyed this overall, and that's basically the cast that I can really talk about. I mean, obviously there are other characters, but some of them play a minor role, and some of them are like, well, actually there's one more that I can talk about because of the fact that we have Jessica Jones in this movie. I wasn't really expecting her to show up like this. She actually has a big presence in Gun and in the movie as well. Not that she's like throughout the whole movie, but she has her moments to shine. And I'm just gonna be honest here. Every time she comes out, I'm just like, where's the alcohol? She just needs the alcohol and is basically Jessica Jones again. The way that she talks everyone down, you know, in that sense, it's like I feel Jessica Jones from her. So that's pretty cool. I liked her in this movie as well. So now that we got the cast out of the way, we talked a little bit about the plot because I can't really do spoilers because that is up next. Let's go into the final verdict for this movie. So my final verdict, now people are gonna talk to me about the fact that I am a fanboy, and I'm not gonna hide that. I am a big fanboy. This movie earns from me a beautiful 10 out of 10. I loved it. What can I say, dude? I loved it. Are there some problems with this movie? Yes. Mainly that comes from every movie that is like this, that has humor. Because of the fact that, well, you know how comedies work. Not every joke lands, and that's okay. Alright, look. There might be a joke that lands with you that didn't land with me. Meanwhile, I am crying and laughing at another joke that you think is absolute cringe. You know, everyone's different. The jokes are different. The jokes land a lot of the time for me. Some of them just didn't land, but there was never one where I was like, really? I mean, there were some where I was like, in a sense, like, really? They did that? I mean, I still enjoyed it, but it's like, okay, yeah, sure, let Jim Carrey do what he wants. But overall, I thought that this was great. So yeah, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I don't care. Okay, if you say that I'm wrong, I'm not wrong at all. I'm a big fan of this movie, and yeah, I will also say that this is already my favorite movie of this year, no matter what. I'm not gonna do a movie ranking video. I don't have the time, because from today, the day that this was uploaded, onwards, I will be at my mom's place until next year, so I don't have the time to do a ranking video for movies, sadly enough. And also, it would be like a top 4, because I think I watched 4 movies this year. I watched Deadpool, I watched Transformers 1, Venom, this movie. I can't really remember if there was another one. But that's what I watched, and if I want to do it, I could even throw Knuckles on there, because that's a show that came out this year that I also watched. But yeah, I love this movie. So let me know your thoughts down below on this movie, because I really need to talk some spoilers. They are itching to come out, and I cannot hold it back any longer. So let me know your thoughts down below. And with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you're done so already. Turn on notifications. Don't forget to check out my Let's Play channel. Link in the description, and at the end of the video, the footage that you are seeing right now is from my Shadow Generations playthrough on that channel. So if you want to hear me yell during that game, you can go over there and watch it. Or if you want to see how I play more of this game, watch that. But I guess I'll see you guys soon for a spoiler talk, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Dragon Ball Daima. Bye!